Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's sketch is this bad boy right here. Now it definitely has some frames and some options. I'm thinking about maybe turning it that way, maybe going that way. I don't know. I want something a little bit more fun than what the sketch is. Not that this isn't a fun sketch. Don't take that the wrong way. Look at that, spammers. I'm just looking for something fun. I don't know. Let's see what I can do. All right, so you guys could tell that I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to use this sketch. I thought I might have turned it on its side, and then I kind of decided to just basically pull inspiration off of the sketch and make a frame. I have already added ink with my up and away stencil, so I just took one color ink and kind of ombreed it from light to dark through the stencil. And this is not a white sheet of cardstock, it's a ledger piece of cardstock that I inked over top of it. So, and I don't know where that video footage went, guys. It's just poof, gone. So I created the frame, and that definitely is coming from the sketch. And then I took my photo, and I'm going to go ahead and trim that down to 5.5. That way I can use a 6x6 piece of paper as a photo mat. You guys, that is my biggest tip for 6x6 pieces of paper. When you're like, what am I going to do? How am I going to use it up? Use them for photo mats. They're perfect because normally the pattern on them is sized a little bit smaller than a 12x12. And if you just trim off that 1/2 inch or even 1/4 inch for a thinner mat, like, it's perfect. Now, of course, if this is one epic photo, it's your only photo ever, you have no way of recreating it, or it'll cut something off, don't do it. I mean, like, use your noggin and cut off if it works. So I go ahead and overlap this photo with the frame, and then I decide to bring in a little bit of washi tape, and this is just like a floral kind of starburst washi tape, and I overlap it so that I have a thicker line of washi than just the one. But I did it so that the pattern matched up, so it's not just two washi tapes stacked on top of each other, it's one built up on top of it. Now this is an acrylic word, and I have used alcohol ink on top of this. This was a word that I had tried to use on another layout, and it turned out to be a travesty. I couldn't get the color to match at all, so I had just put it off to the side, and this one ended up being perfect for it. So I do have a little bit of that scrap of paper left from my 6x6 wooden star paper, so I go ahead and put some of this down at the top. It is a wood grain, and then I'm going to overlap the stars on it. I think I overlap the stars on it. Maybe I don't. We're going to put some washi on it, and then we're going to overlap the stars. That's what we're going to do. So I'm just adding a little bit more adhesive down here so that it stays. Okay, maybe I don't overlap the stars. I totally thought I did. Nope. I put the wood grain down here so that my word would have kind of a base to sit on. And then I liked kind of the reverse where it was the washi on top of the wood grain, and then down here it was the wood grain on top of the washi. So now I am bringing in some stars, and you guys, these are some pink stars, and I've got no pink going on this layout. Now I could have left them and use them for contrast. That totally would have been great because they do have a great contrast with the blue that's down here on the layout. However, I decided to emboss them. So I go ahead and grab 2 embossing powders, and these are both Brutus Monroe embossing powders. One is called Deep Blue C, and the other one is a sparkle blue that I'm not exactly sure what the color is. It came in a kit, like a card kit. So I'm going to be using my clear embossing ink pad. And the first one, I decide to peel the pink kind of smooth paper off of the chipboard star. It's the only one I do it to. I just decide to emboss straight on top of the other stars. It works great. The embossing powder kind of sits on it a little bit better. It crystallizes a little bit better. It's even a little bit more smooth because I'm embossing on top of a smooth surface. I've pulled that smooth surface off of this star, so I've got that rough, bumpy surface. So here is the magic. I will never believe embossing powder is science. I mean, you guys, I know it is, but it's magic, okay? Embossing powder is magic. You take a powder, you put some heat to it, and wha-bam, it gives you this beautiful, glossy, smooth surface that is just phenomenal. It is so much fun. So I actually used to clear emboss a lot of die cuts, and I don't think, now that I'm thinking back on it, I don't think I did it because I liked the look of it so much. I think I did it because I loved the process of it so much. Because playing with embossing powder is just a way to relax and enjoy the moment, enjoy your scrapbooking, enjoy the crafty process. It's just a good time, you guys. And embossing powders are not all made equally. So you can get a junk embossing powder and have a bad experience. I mean, to be frank, you could have a great embossing powder and have a bad experience too. But your embossing powder really does make a difference for your embossing. And I have found Brutus Monroe's embossing powders to just be phenomenal. They are phenomenal. I've almost completely gotten rid of my other embossing powders. There's a couple that I have that are really great that I'm not going to get rid of. I have some Love from Lizzie embossing powders that are awesome. I'm kind of looking over there, and I think that might be the only one that's super awesome where I'm like, wow, this is the best. Their gold gilded embossing powder, Brutus Monroe's, makes my heart sing. The sterling, which is the silver, also gorgeous. But what is really awesome are the colors. Like, they're just great. Fantastic. So I'm just going to keep on taking these stars, dipping them onto the embossing ink pad, I'm dipping them directly into my embossing powder jars, and then adding the heat tool with my heat gun to make it all smooth and melty. And as you can see, I dipped it in a second time because the enamel finish on the top was still a little bit tacky, so it would accept more of that embossing powder. So I am going to go ahead and do it for all of these pieces. And you guys, I'm kind of a slob when I play with embossing powders. Now, I don't know how people can be so neat in their videos with embossing powders. Like, I'm like, are you editing your video seriously? Because I make a mess. I have embossing powder fly all over the place. I keep a Swiffer duster nearby to my desk because there it is. There's the Swiffer. Because it picks up those embossing powder particles really easily. But I just don't understand how people can be so nice and neat with embossing powder. And it's not like I'm a novice to embossing. I've been embossing for years, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's just because I'm a slob, you know? Maybe it's just that, and we're okay with that. So I am going to add some of this second embossing color to the stars, and it does give me that little bit of glittery, shining, shimmering, splendid, which makes my heart happy. I love glitter, you guys. I always have. Ever since I was a little kid, I just love glitter. And if I can put them on my scrapbook layouts, that's even better. I'm actually looking at a layout that I've made today, and not this one, and thinking, how can I add some glitter to it? But I think I'm not going to. I think I'm just gonna walk away from it, and it's done, and it's going in the pile for the sketchy videos, and it's done, and that's what matters. So I am going to use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. It is a clear drying matte glue to put on my acrylic word, and I'm also going to use it to put on these chipboard stars. Now, for some reason, Nuvo has been on back order everywhere. I actually got some in the shop. Oops, and I just dropped it. I actually got some in the shop, so I don't know if that means that it's finally making its way out into the world again, or I was just lucky enough to order it at the correct time, but there we go. Love the Nuvo. So now I am looking at this, and I've got kind of this monochromatic look going on with a little touch of wood grain, and I adore it. I am going to grab some tiny blue and white, these are not words, letters to make words. And I'm going to spell out Make It so that the title is Make It Shine. Now, I don't have the proper letters for this, so I don't know why So I used an upside down exclamation point for the I, but I'm not sure why I didn't just use an I that was sitting right there. Who knows? But I did take the other I and turn it upside down and just added the top for T. And now the title is down, Make It Shine. And I am going to go to my stash because I feel like I need something else that is blue on this page because, you know, there's not enough already. So I grab these bauble things that my sister-in-law gave to me, and I'm just going to sprinkle them around the page. They are a great blue color, and they just work. So I put one in each of the smaller kind of star areas, and then three around the title with the stars. I also pull out these Freckled Fawn chipboard word phrases. These are in my Kit with Style for the month of April. And they are in black and white, so I just grab a couple of them and I'm going to add some words. So this says ha 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 ha, then it says gross, and the other one, I forget what it says. Can I see it? I can't see it. I don't know what that one says off the top of my head, but you might be able to see it in the close-up at the end of the video. Actually, I think it says the end. Maybe. I don't know. I think it might say the end. So now I am looking at this layout. I'm really loving it. I tried to see if I needed to bring in some more little finishing touches with the enamel dots, and I did not need them. It is looking fabulous. Now, I did decide to bring in a little bit of splatter and sprinkles. So this is Chroma Mist in Cobalt Blue from Brutus Monroe. It is a dye-based mistable ink, so it's water reactive. So you can do all kinds of fun things with them. So I just sprinkled that on. Direct onto the paper like that with the little nozzle. It gives a nice deep dark color. Of course, I guess maybe. Do I want to say of course? Probably not. I have to try it, but you know, we need to try watering it down to see if it will lighten. We'll see. So there it is, you guys. That will do it for this layout. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you join the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group. There's all kinds of inspiration being posted over there. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.